Hey there, welcome back to Generation What with me, Caitlin, the generational expert. So I know we're headed into the holidays and it's about to get crazy. You're about to be around a lot of your family and a lot of those distant relatives that you don't really like. There's just always some sort of tension going along in your families. And so watch this video before you head into that madness and maybe it will help you in some way. Here's to hoping. So we're just gonna break it down for you. So usually there's gonna be like a grandma or a grandpa or just like an older person, maybe a traditionalist, maybe an older boomer who is known for having those really strong opinions. They're pretty unlike you in terms of like your political views, your social views, and you just really disagree with a lot of what they're saying. And a great tip for those types of people is they are of the age where they're probably not, unfortunately, going to change their opinions pretty much at all. It's very rare to get someone like that to change their opinions. What I suggest is if you're in a conversation, it gets a little heated, maybe you start talking about politics and you totally don't agree with the person they support or something along those lines, just hear them out. First of all, I think it's really informative to hear from people I really strongly disagree with because it's interesting to know where they're coming from. Like, what made you think this way? Sometimes it can be so foreign to us why they do. And so hear them out because that could actually make you stronger in your debates later on with like your friends or your colleagues or something like that. But probably avoid debating with this person. Take advantage of that time with that person to really learn about the other side of what you don't agree with or, where they came from, what shaped that political opinion or that social opinion that they have. And I've done this recently and I was just like, oh, that's why you think that. And then you maybe can start to put yourself in their shoes and be like, okay, I would also think that if I were you. Or like, no, I'm definitely never gonna think like that. And you just really clarified why. All right, next on the list, you always got like an aunt or an uncle or, one of those crazy relatives that just like is a little out there and you're like, how? Figure out why they are the way that they are. Something that I did recently was I talked to my aunt and uncle about how they met and like their love story. And I found it super interesting and really cool because I had never known that because I obviously had never asked before, but simply asking about certain things like, hey, how'd you two meet? Or, hey, tell me about your youth or tell me about your 20s. Like, what were you like? Because those are really cool stories and they rarely get asked that. I think that regardless of what age you are, asking people those questions that you don't usually cover at the family dinner table, it could really shed some light on some things for you. And I think it's a really cool way to spend your holidays. You probably have like the younger cousin, niece, or nephew, whoever that just really gets on your nerves. For example, for me, when I was growing up, I always wanted to follow around the older people because they were cool, right? And I would even annoy them just to get attention from them. And so just think about that mindset in terms of like, was I like that when I was younger? And maybe they actually just want my undivided attention for a second. Maybe a goal for that age group is you can just like put all devices away, give them your undivided attention for like a few minutes, as much as you can handle. Give them that because that will kind of like feed their souls in terms of getting your attention. And then hopefully the rest of the night or the rest of the day, the week, the month will go a little smoother for you. And they'll be like, yeah, I did get that time with my cousin, with my aunt, my uncle, my, whoever it is. It was uninterrupted and I feel a little bit special because of that. So this is just kind of my way of helping you navigate this holiday season with crazy family relatives and thinking of it in a different light. Thinking of it as something you could actually learn about them, learn about their history, learn about their past, or learn where their opinions or viewpoints came from. And I think it's way cooler to do that and way more interesting and entertaining to do that versus like just rolling your eyes and being annoyed at everyone and getting into arguments that aren't going to go anywhere and things like that. So just keep that in mind. Maybe you can shift your perspective a little bit and have a better positive view. And I know so many of us are so excited to be around family, but this could also still come up at some point. There's always some sort of tension that comes up regardless of how excited we are to be together. So thanks for following Generation What throughout this whole year. I really appreciate it. This will likely be my last video for 2019, so that's kind of crazy. So I'll see you in 2020, the next decade. Well, have a great holiday season. Enjoy it. Happy New Year, all the things, and I will see you in the new year. And for the last time, 2019, Generation What is out.